feared for the power of her mind, worried about what she could find.
Hey Capricorn, this is your full moon revelation reading, and these full moon revelation readings are about spilling secrets. Secrets are often nasty, that's why people hide them or try to hide them, but they aren't always. You are the third sign I'm reading for. And the two previous signs, there were no nasty secrets at all being spilled, which is just like a surprise act that got revealed. So let's just see what we have here for you. Your reading also feels very friendly, very mild, like that. I don't feel like there's a lot of nastiness being hidden here. I don't know what's going on. It just seems to be a very gentle time for many people. By the way, I am using my own cards, my medieval oracle deck. I have to correct myself. There is something. It doesn't feel utterly nasty, even though this subject is often unwanted. But I will tap in that later. And I feel like it's not a burden for you. It's just a topic in general that many people don't like, even though it's natural. Okay, so in the middle of your spread we have the scales, surrounded by the healer, fairy, maiden, and the rose. There's a lot of feminine energy here and feminine cards, feminine characters. These characters do not have to necessarily represent only women in your life. They can also be men. The healer is coming up as someone, I mean, for a few it could be someone professional, like a doctor, a therapist, or someone who helps people, heals people. Can also be a social worker, could be a spiritual healer, but for most of you I feel it is someone whom you also know personally in your private life. It could be a mother who is a doctor or therapist or just has healing capabilities or qualities. It could also be someone who is just always saying something that helps you a lot, that helps you to heal. Of course, this card could also represent you. If it's not you, then it's probably someone who is older than you. I feel like even though we don't have the letter card here, I feel like she will deliver some good news regarding some justice. We have the scales here. There's also something, I'm feeling it. I also have a coins card in this deck, which is not in your spread, but yet I feel the energy of that as well. Like the scales, immediately when I looked at them, they felt so complex. Like it's a kind of balance and justice that comes into many areas at once. It is a balance in your finances. If you have any kind of legal case, even if it's a small thing or a very big, terrible thing, there is some justice here as well. That itself, hearing these news, will be very healing. And it is also some kind of private and personal justice here. Now I'm suddenly getting that the healer for some of you could also be a judge, not necessarily a lawyer. I don't get that all often from the healer, that she has authority, but in this reading she has a bit of authority. Like she could even be a judge who's truly fair. That's unfortunately not always the case. I find the law and the justice system in almost all countries very weird, all in their own way. But there is someone who is not doing this job. If it's not a lawyer, then just take it as a judge, then take it as it resonates. I just want to say this healer person is someone, whatever she or he does, they do it out of true compassion and passion. They don't do anything out of prestige or money. They do what they believe in, and they live from their heart, and that is very healing for you and probably other people. And this person is not someone who is constantly talking about how selfless they are and how altruistic and what kind of an empath they are. They would never even use that word. They just are like that. They don't even think about helping others. They just are like that naturally. It's not because they want to be like that or because they are so proud of being such a good person. No, even that is vanity, and even that is selfish, to constantly think about how good you are and how empathetic and how much you help others and how healing you are. These people can be actually quite the opposite, who constantly, talk about themselves like that or think about themselves like that. No, this person is just like that, and there's no big fuss around that. So this is someone who has heart and mind very balanced, someone who is very not emotional in an unstable way. Anytime we say someone is very emotional, then we immediately think of someone who's constantly crying, laughing, and switching emotions. That's not what I mean. It is someone who is very connected to their heart and emotion, but they are also very grounded and clear. This is how this person feels to me right now. And this person will have there's some pollen stuff flying around, sorry. But it wants to come to your reading. I think you can't even see it on the camera. Maybe something is being fertilized here. Not necessarily physically, but maybe some kind of potential is growing here. So this person will bring in good news. This person will bring in some kind of justice or balance. The fairy could also be you, could be someone else as well. This is someone who feels very airy to me. This person feels like they are very... they have a very clear and sharp mind. They are very efficient, work very fast. This person sees through a lot. This person is not cold or unempathetic, but it's another kind of empathy than the healer has. I feel less earth in this person. This person, as I said, feels like air. It feels very light, very logical. Also living from the heart. But there is not so much passion here. It feels very straightforward, this person. This person will approve of something that the healer will do or say. This person will agree to everything the healer says. This person will congratulate you or the healer. It feels like there is some kind of celebration, or this energy of celebration, even if it's not a literal celebration. It's something that they, when you feel on the inside, like this could be some kind of super old case, if it's not an official legal case, if it's just, some kind of like a situation within a family or within a squad, or At work, this situation that is the center of your reading, where this justice is finally being found, and not just justice, maybe the fairy even found out something that then helped to bring in this justice, bring in this clear view on everything, like this overview. And where something was imbalanced or just unclear, the fairy was able to provide some kind of evidence. And as I'm saying it again, it doesn't have to be about some legal kind of justice. Sometimes it's just a personal, internal thing. So it feels very good up here. We have the rose card. The rose card, we always associate it with romance, and that was also one thing I created it for, but it doesn't come up in a romantic way here. It feels more like a gift. Like on top of that justice and harmony that's coming in, there could be a small gift coming in as well, either as a thank you or as a sorry you had to go through that, like an apology gift. I also want to take it literally for just flowers or plants. There is something here about a rotten flower, rotten plants. I'm suddenly getting something about an abandoned house, abandoned apartment. We have the death card here, and that's what I said in the beginning, because I was looking at it all the time. This reading doesn't feel like horror. This reading is good news for you. This reading doesn't bring suffering or anything terrible, yet we have the death card here, and immediately when I saw it in the very beginning, I felt like it literally means death. But it could be a death that is long ago. This is not a prediction of death. This is a death you already know about when you find this reading. And, it could be that there is something coming out about that, or, some justice is being brought to that. You take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be, something horrible or terrible. It can be that this person died in some unfair ways, and there is something about that. It can also just be someone who grew old, had a normal life, and just passed away due to old age. And there was some other legal stuff regarding that. There is something about this house of this person becoming a little bit like a lost place. I don't know why. Usually I see this card as a very sweet and good smelling card, but I'm reading intuitively, and today I see it as something stinky, something rotten. I see the good aspect and I see the other aspect in it as well. It has several meanings, the rose card in your spread here. And sometimes it's also when people die and they don't have relatives, or it's hard to find their relatives, then the landlord is not allowed to immediately clean the apartment. At least that's how it is in Germany. And then they have to go through a lot of legal processes until they have searched through the country or through other parts of the world to find relatives. If they can't find some, then it's very hard to take out the personal items of the deceased person. And during that time, then maybe, the plants die. And I don't know why I'm getting this. But as I said, don't worry, it is nothing that will tear you down, or this brings relief. You take it how it resonates. We have the maiden here, and this is the only person in this deck. She doesn't give me a negative feeling, but I feel like she's a little bit shocked or insecure. If this is literally about death for you, this could be a very young person who cannot handle this because it's the first time they ever knew someone who died. I don't know. This is not for everyone. This person could also be someone young who inherits something. She's a little bit out of the picture here. Like she doesn't fit in with these other characters. It's not that there's disharmony between them or something, you know, any friction. It's just, she's just a lot younger than the people on top here. Very insecure and somehow a little bit scared, even though she doesn't have to be scared. Like nothing will happen to her. It could also be that something has once happened to her and she will get some kind of justice and she will not expect it. And she will be very, very surprised. It could be that she thinks she doesn't deserve this kind of justice or this kind of gift here. Let me look at it. We have the poison, death, and horse. And I remember this constellation from an older reading for Scorpio that I did months ago, where there was something about a death of someone from this poison, which doesn't necessarily have to be literal poison. Can also be someone who was an alcoholic. And we had the horse card that I actually mainly created as a friend, or standing for friendship. But it was a negative kind of friendship. It was someone who was very envious and who, you know, was actually a super terrible enemy. I just thought of that because this combination deeply got burned into my head somehow since this one reading from several months ago for Scorpio. How does that fit in here? It feels very far away from you. This could be something that does not really affect you personally. It's just around the corner, and another corner. It's very far away from you. You don't have any emotions towards this specific situation, but this specific situation could be something that that another person here, the situation where there is justice being brought to, maybe someone did something and after a long time it comes out that they did not only do this to one person. Or the other way around. If someone did something to this specific person where there now is justice coming in, could be that the person who did this to this specific person did it to other people as well, and this is something that is far away from you because, you know, you didn't know the other people. It's just on the side somehow. Now, you know, that's what I said in the beginning. There is some kind of, a little bit of nastiness in this reading, but it feels so far away and it doesn't affect you personally. It is just that whatever comes in here from you, for you, this justice, this balance, this harmony, this is what personally affects you, and it is a very positive effect. We have laurels here as a symbol for victory, for success, so that's a good sign as well. So I'm gonna leave this reading here and jump into the health and lifestyle deck. And as I always say, don't take this reading literally. Don't take this as a professional, literal advice. And then let's just see. We have water. So maybe you need to drink more water, or maybe you see something else there that I'm not seeing in the water card. Coffee is often an indication for drinking less caffeine or meeting someone for coffee. Maybe that's where you receive these good news. We have savings. Teddy. Teddy is something cuddly, something cozy, whatever you can associate with it, or maybe it has a completely different meaning for you. You will understand. Then we have skin, hair. Oh, that's very connected. So maybe you want to take care of your skin and hair during this time. Then we have treat yourself, danger, and protein. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.